Hi, in this Lightboard talk we're going to talk about RAML traits and how they can be used for reusability in your RAML. Now, RAML is a language that has a tree that is created through indentation. So you put in your resources, maybe orders, and indentation, most important thing. So you have to indent underneath and then you can then go and add new parts to your overall RAML. Now, when you want to reuse parts of some of this tree, so let's say, for instance, we've defined certain headers or query parameters that are going to pop up time and time again in our resource tree. What we can do is we can define what we call a trait. So the RAML trait is, so you would give the trait a name and then you can put some part of the tree. So define the headers, define the query parameters. And you give the trait a name. Okay, so it will have a name and you can make use of that at the appropriate hierarchy in your tree, and it will essentially take it as a starting point for your RAML, is the way that I think of this. So this is a pre-populated tree that you'll essentially copy and paste over the top of here. So whatever the tree structure is that you defined in your trait as a starting point for your overall whatever you're going to do here. Now, it's not a forced structure. It will allow you to override and add to it. So if you wanted to override, say, some part of this had a description, then you could define that part of the tree and override the value, and it will take precedence over whatever was in the trait. So the way to think of traits is a starting point for some part of the tree of your RAML, and then you can override or overlay new things on top of it. And that's what traits are about.